Riana here. Welcome back to AMA Virtual Academy. I'm teaching about wellness for singers. In the last video, I taught you my 5 basic vocal hygiene tips. In today's lesson, I'm going to teach you how to implement these 5 steps on the road, and I'll even walk you through my personal dressing room vocal warm-up, so hopefully it will help you do the same. Let's talk about hydrating on the road. Domestically, you're going to want to travel with a reusable water bottle, and you can find drinking water pretty much anywhere. Flying internationally is a little bit of a different story. Plan and carve out time in your itinerary to go to a grocery store or market to pick up bottled water that's safe to drink. I bring this little reusable cactus bag on every single tour. It expands into a really handy little tote bag. So I can travel with this little guy in my bag, and as soon as I land, I can go pick up several liters of water and carry it with this. So easy to travel with, very handy for making sure that you always have tons of fresh water in your hotel room. As a professional singer, I think my number 1 tip would be making sure you are hydrated, whatever it takes. If that's working with the venue and talking with your contacts to make sure that there's time and room in your schedule to go pick up water before you head out on a day trip, or asking the venue to help you procure that water ahead of time so as soon as you arrive, you've got plenty of bottled water for the night. In our domestic rider, we actually include how many bottles of water we would like to have so that we always know that when we get to the venue, we know what to expect, and that routine is so helpful in staying healthy. Also, it goes without saying, but avoiding alcohol, smoking, and even smoky bars and restaurants and casinos can really help improve your vocal health while you're already on the road and traveling. So number 2, sleep. Stick to a routine as much as you can. And I know that this is hard sometimes on the road, but I really prioritize any night that we have free, and I go to bed early. My brothers even call me Grandma because I love going to bed early. If you can't get to bed early, find time during the day where you can really rest, even if it means just putting the seat back in your van and finding a few minutes of shut-eye to yourself, and maximizing the time that you have on layovers and travel time. Another thing that's really helped me, especially late at night when you're exhausted but you have emails and work to continue to do after your performance, is blue light blocking glasses. So wearing these will definitely help you do some screen work and then be able to get to sleep quickly right after. Lastly, I always travel with earplugs and a sleep mask. On planes, hotels, I do not leave home without it. It is really one of the most critical ways that I can block out the world and get sleep. Also, no matter what your roommate is up to, you won't be able to see or hear anything. Okay, number 3, vocal rest. What does this actually look like on the road when we're constantly speaking, talking, doing interviews, radio spots, meet and greets, and performing? Part of this for me is that I'm an introvert at heart, and I need that quiet time to slow down, integrate, absorb what's happening, and process. This looks like noise-canceling headphones. It reminds me that I don't need to be speaking all the time if I have a moment off. So if I'm in the car on a long trip or I'm flying, I don't need to be engaging and using my voice the entire time. The other thing is resist speaking loudly. Whether you're at a restaurant or a bar or you are doing a meet and greet, you don't have to be the loudest one, even though you're the performer and you're trying to bring that energy forward. Hold back, talk normally, let them lean in. Over speaking can be the number 1 source of vocal fatigue on a tour. I will also add that sinus steamers and non-menthol vocal sprays and throat sprays really help with the vocal rest. Number 4, wet snacks. You guys know, it's my fave. Anything that will help balance out mucus production and be a boost of nutrition is so awesome. I love finding fresh, nutritious, healthy foods on the road, whether it's bananas, avocados. Apples are really hydrating for the cords. Additionally, I like to travel with my own tea bags, so I ask for hot water and I pop in a little throat coat, a squeeze of lemon, or some raw apple cider vinegar. These are things that can really help you remind yourself to take care of your vocal health. Again, if you're performing in a dry space, oftentimes theaters and performing arts centers are really drafty and they overcrank the air conditioning. that can be really hard on your vocal cords. So finding things that are hydrating and warming, like a sinus steamer, keeping a scarf on, keeping yourself warm, having a spare vest or coat in your gig bag is so critical for that really, really nice vocal health. I also travel with a spare toothbrush in my gig bag, so I always have one on hand after all of those snacks. And number 5, warm up and cool down. Stay warm while you're warming up and stay warm while you're cooling down. Keep a scarf on, keep your muscles warm. You have to think about yourself like an athlete. My dressing room warm-up is pretty simple. It's nothing too complex. It's about 6 to 8 exercises depending on the day and how I'm feeling. So join me over at the piano and I will teach you a few of my favorites and you can sing along too. So here's a few warm-ups you can do whether you're in your dressing room, in the van, wherever. The first one is just hums. Hums with your lips closed, your tongue placed just behind your 2 front top teeth, and a really open space in the back of your throat. We're gonna hum from 1 to 5, sliding up and down. The next one is lip buzzes. Lip buzzes are amazing because they balance your breath. The amount of air and pressure is pretty much mimicked to exactly what you'll want your voice to be doing while you're singing. Also, there's a lot of people who can't do this with their lips, and if you can't, you can just do a hum. So it sounds like this. The next one is ni-ya, ni-ya. Ni-ya, ni-ya. By the way, you can slide or not slide as much as you want. You can stay on ni as long as you want, or ya. These are very fluid, so however it works best for you. Ni-ya. Just beginning to stretch from the consonant of ni into an openness in the throat of ya. The next one is bye bye bye. Bye 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 bye. This is good for activating all the resonance in your mask, for finding where your nasals are sitting in your voice. Bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye. The next one is ve with a V. Is really nice because it creates a lot of warmth in your tone, opening up your voice to feel warm, velvety, sultry. Is a really good warm-up. Also, this is the first time in our warm-up sequence where we're going into a full octave. So we'll be going 1, 3, 5, 8, 5, 3, 1. Full octave span. So it sounds like this. All the way up as high through your break as you want to try, and just really focusing on that effervescent sound. So these last 3 I want to show you are really good for navigating the break in your voice. Save them for last because you want to make sure that the rest of your voice and your muscles are fluid before you start trying to work through that little click, pop, break, fall area. These are meant to just be very free form and fluid. There's no right or wrong way to do these, and there's no harm in trying to navigate and work through that breaky spot. Even if it sounds a little funny or feels a little funny, it shouldn't hurt, but it should just feel a little awkward sometimes, and that's okay. So for example, working through the break on ya on an octave would sound like just sliding through any little pockets that feel crunchy or gristly. The next one I want to show you is on the word sing, S-I-N-G, and you're going to focus on the N-G. Hang on to that. So your tongue should be pressed up against the roof of your mouth, but your throat should feel open, and it's going to help you navigate some of those choppy spots in your voice too. Sing. Sing. Finally, the last one I want to show you is just long sighs. These are really, really good for cooling down as well. If you're doing a cool down, sometimes it's really helpful to do ooh. 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 They don't have to be on any particular scale or note run. These are really free form and just designed to elasticize and stretch your vocal cords. Again, don't be afraid to have fun with your warm-ups. They're not supposed to be super regimented or hard. There's no truly right or wrong way to do warm-ups and cool downs. As long as it feels good in your voice, it should feel like a good stretch. If something hurts, try it a different way. In the next video, we're gonna put all of this together. I'll show you how to unite physical preparations with emotional ones. I will also teach you a beautiful grounding breath sequence that I created to help you unite your breath with your body and integrate that into your performance. Thank you for watching this AMA Virtual Academy episode. I will see you over in the next video.